So first of all you mark your syllabus. For science standard 5 essay 2 syllabus, chapter 9 soil, chapter 10 rocks and minerals, chapter 11 force, work and energy, chapter 12 simple machines. These are the new chapters, and along with these chapters 3 revision chapters are also there. They are chapter 3 skeletal system and muscular system, chapter 4 the nervous system, and chapter 6 safety and first aid. So these 3 are the revision chapters, and 4 new chapters we have. And among these 4 new chapters, soil chapter 9 is already been completed. Okay, you've got the study material or you haven't got it?
Ma'am, we have to check it.
Okay,
I think
you
so.
haven't got the study material, but you will get it. And chapter 10 we have started, but we couldn't complete. Before that the vacation started. So today what we will do, we will revise the chapter 10. If we have time, we will also start the exercise for chapter 10. Okay, so let's start. Open chapter 10 from your science book. I'm also sharing the screen.
Ma'am, will you start from the beginning, rocks and minerals?
Yes, a very quick review. Okay, so that you don't, let me see, you haven't forgot the things. I think up to pumice we have completed, right?
No, ma'am, up to sedimentary rocks.
Sedimentary rocks, okay.
Ma'am, page number 79.
Okay. At the first page, you have seen that different types of rocks. You have learnt about it. And then in the next page about igneous rocks. So what are igneous rocks? Okay. Divyanka, can you tell us that what are igneous rocks?
Yes, ma'am, they are the earliest rocks of the earth. Means when the earth was formed, from then only these rocks are present.
Yes. So when the molten rocks present in the core of the earth, what are they called? The molten rocks present at the core of the earth, what are they called? They're called magma.
Magma.
Right? Yes, absolutely correct. So when the magma comes out of the earth, comes out to the earth's crust or to the earth's surface, that is called lava, right? Then the magma, though it is also the molten rock, but when it remains under the ground, it is called magma. When it comes out of the comes out to the earth's surface in the form of a volcano, that is called lava then. So when the lava cools down, when the lava comes in contact with air and it cools down, it turns into rocks. Those
Igneous
rocks are
rocks.
called, very good, those rocks are called igneous rocks. So there are different types of igneous rocks, and those different types are also given here in detail. And they are granite, pumice, basalt, and obsidian. These are the 4 different types of igneous rocks. Now, granite rocks you can see in kitchen slabs. They are made up of the granite rock. So what are granite rocks? When the magma cools down below the earth's surface. So as I have told you, generally the magma comes out in the form of lava through the volcano, and the lava cools down and makes the rock. But sometime, as you all know, that from the earth's crust, the deeper you will go, the temperature will increase, right? The deeper you will go, the temperature will increase. How many layers are there of how many layers of earth are there? Can anyone tell me? Can you remember? You have learned it in previous class. How many layers of earth? 3, very good. And what are their names?
Ma'am, topsoil, subsoil, and bedrock.
No, not soil. The layers of earth. Okay, I'm showing you. Just a second.
Ma'am, the layers of earth.
Yes,
The layers of the earth are crust, mantle, and outer core and inner core.
crust,
Yes, ma'am.
mantle,
Sorry, ma'am.
crust, mantle,
Outer core and
core.
inner core.
The core is also divided into two parts. Okay, so you can look at this picture. So there are three layers of the earth. The outermost layer is called crust. Then the layer next to the crust is called mantle. So this one is crust. And the layer next to the crust, this one in orange color or yellowish orange, that is called mantle. And after the mantle, there is one layer that is called core. This core is also divided into two layers, two separate layers. The outermost core is called the outer layer. The outermost core is called the outer layer, and the inner layer is called the inner core. Okay, so the outer, this one is called the outer core, and this one is called at the center, this is called the inner core. Okay, and the more from the crust, and in this outer layer, all the plants and animals and buildings, they are here. So the crust. Okay, the more inner to the innerwards, the more you will go, the more deeper you will go, the temperature and pressure both will increase. At the core, at the inner core, the temperature is the highest, there is the high temperature. Okay, and as you go to the outward direction, the temperature will decrease. So both are same. If we go deeper, the temperature will increase. If we go to the outward direction, the temperature will what?
Decrease.
Decrease.
Ma'am, decrease or reduce.
The deeper you will go, it will increase. The outer you will come, it will decrease. So sometimes what happens, generally in this core, the temperature is so high that all the rocks that are present here, they become melted. And those molten rocks, sometimes the mountains that are present here, if they have an open mouth and they have vent, so sometimes what happens, these molten rocks, due to that high pressure and temperature, these molten rocks come out through these mountains, through the mouths of these mountains, through the vent, and then they come out. This is called volcano, or this eruption is called volcanic eruption. So when the magma will come out, when the molten rock is present under the earth's ground to the deeper level, it is called magma. But when it comes out and spreads everywhere, that is called lava. Now the naturally what happens, when the lava comes out and it comes in contact with the air, and as to the earth's surface, the temperature is also very less compared to the earth's core. So the lava cools down and it turns into rock. But sometimes, as you can see that in the mantle, the temperature is less than the core, and to the crust also the temperature is less than the mantle. So when these molten rocks, they just pass from the core to the mantle, just below the crust surface, there also sometimes these molten rocks, they cool down and turn into rocks, solid hard rocks. So these rocks are the igneous rocks. Which type of igneous rocks? Granite. Is it clear?
Yes,
Igneous
ma'am.
rocks are the rocks that are formed from magma. So sometimes, in most of the times, they are formed outside the earth's crust. Okay, when the magma comes out, most of them are formed at that time. But some of them, as from the core, as it will go to the mantle, the temperature will decrease. So just below the earth's crust, this layer, the molten magma, sometimes it cools down and turns into rock. That makes the granite rock. Here in this picture also you can see that the more deeper you will go, the temperature and pressure both will increase, right? So this one is the earth's crust. You can see the light, that means all the buildings and plants and animals, they live here. So the outermost layer, earth's crust. Next to the earth's crust, there is the mantle. You can see, though it is not very, the temperature is not very high, but it is higher than the crust. Now, after the mantle, you can see the outer core, and after the outer core, you can see the inner core, where the temperature is very high. Okay, everything gets melted. So next one is pumice. When the lava cools quickly on the earth's surface, so when the magma comes out and lava cools on the surface, that makes the pumice. Pumice is mainly used as food scrubber, and it is also used in making some buildings, but it is very rare. Mostly it is used as food scrubber. Next one is basalt. Basalt is a hard black colored fine grained igneous rock, and it is formed when lava flows from volcano and from the cracks in the earth's surface. So when the lava comes out and turns into rock immediately, it makes pumice. But when lava comes out and flows on the earth's surface, that makes, and it then it cools down and make the rock, that makes the basalt. Next one is obsidian. Obsidian is formed when molten rock materials cool down rapidly, very fast. When the molten rocks, they cool down very fast and turn into rocks. That makes obsidian rocks. And this is why you will see that the uppermost layer of these rocks are very shiny and smooth. Next, sedimentary rock. The earth's surface is constantly broken up into smaller pieces by wind. I have told you about the weathering process, that the rocks, when it during the daytime or in the summer season, when it is very hot outside, the rocks, they expand, and when in the winter season or during the night time, when the temperature falls, then the rocks, they contract due to this regular expansion and contraction for many years, not very fast. Okay, for many years, the due to this tension, the rocks break down, and the bigger rocks, they make the smaller rocks. The smaller rocks make the sand particles. The sand particles make the dust particles. This is how they become smaller. And when the sand particles and rock particles and the dust particles are formed, they can be easily blown away by the wind, or they can be easily carried by the waters of the rivers or rainwater. And then after some time, when they just tend to settle down, they make the sediments. They make a layer of all those things, the sands and dirt and dust particles, small rocks, stones. They make a layer of that. That is called sediment. And after so many years, when these sediments, they become compressed and make the rock, that is called the sedimentary rock. There are different types of sedimentary rocks like sandstone, shale, limestone, and conglomerate. Okay, Sania Rahman. Yes, Sania, you unmute your device.
Ma'am, it's Samia.
Yes, Samia.
Ma'am,
Tell me why.
can you explain this? Ma'am, can you explain this line? Magma exists in a molten state due to the extreme temperatures between 600 degrees Celsius and 1200 degrees Celsius under the Earth's crust.
Yes, that is the exact temperature of the magma that is told here, and it comes in the form of, tell me again, tell the line, or if you are reading it from the book, you tell me where it is.
Ma'am, it's not mentioned in our school book.
Okay, then you read the line again.
Magma exists in a molten state due to the extreme temperatures between 600 degrees Celsius and 1200 degrees Celsius under the Earth's crust.
This is the temperature that you are telling, 600 to 1200 degrees centigrade, right? So the magma,
Yes,
when the magma comes, so when the magma, it comes in a molten state. Molten state means it is actually a rock, but at this temperature, 600 to 1200 degrees centigrade, at this high temperature, the rock also becomes melted, right? And it makes a semi-liquid consistency. So it is not as hard as the, and it is not as liquid as the water. So it has a semi-liquid consistency, okay? And due to this high temperature, it becomes melted, it becomes molten rock. And as there is not only high temperature, high pressure also at deep under the ground, so due to that high, and as these molten rocks or magma is continuously being formed, so this is why, due to that high pressure, it comes out through the, as I have told you before, that suppose if this is the mouth of any volcano, this is the mountain. So, and here is a vent. Vent means the passage through which the magma will come out. So the magma is present deep under the ground. These are the semi-liquid form of the rock. These are not as hard as rock, and these are not as liquid as water. So due to that high temperature that you have just mentioned, 600 degrees Celsius to 1200 degrees Celsius. At this high temperature, rocks also become melted, and they make this form of magma. When too much of magma is formed under the ground, it produces too much of pressure. At that high pressure, the magma, as it finds a vent or a channel, an open channel, it flows through this channel and comes out through this mouth of the volcano. When the magma comes out through this mouth of the volcano, it is called lava. So when it is under the ground, suppose this is the ground level, when it is under the ground, it will be called magma. When it comes out of the ground, it is called lava. Okay, Samia, is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. And other hand is raised here, Divyanka. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. I have two questions, ma'am. It is written in sedimentary rocks that over a long time the sediments are pressed together and they form the sedimentary rocks. But, ma'am, sediments means they have already become flat layers. So, ma'am, how again they will form rocks? Because, ma'am, flat layer means it has spread over a long area.
Yes, over a long time, what happens due to the pressure? Sediments are formed where? Generally under the water, at the bottom of the water. Suppose if it is if it is carried by the river water, the sediments are stored under the water, at the bottom of the water. At the bottom of the water, suppose this is the water level. Okay, at the bottom of the water level, the sediments are stored in the form of a layer. Okay, now the sediments will also have to go through a pressure of the water. This water also exerts a pressure to the downward direction, right? And water exerts very high pressure. So due to that pressure, these sediments they just contract. Okay, they contract means they become compressed. So due to this pressure, they become compressed. So after some time, the amount will be same, but suppose the layer of the sediment will become this much only. So when they will become pressed or compressed, so they will become more hard, they will become harder, right? Suppose you have a ball
Yes,
of
ma'am.
clay in your hand. Okay, you have a ball of clay in your hand. So this is of this size, but you compress it, you press it with your palm, okay, and you make it smaller and you make it of this size. So the amount of the clay will be same, but you will see that this small clay is a little bit harder than the bigger one when you will compress it. So this is called compression. Okay, I will show you one short video on that. You will understand it better.
Okay, ma'am. And, ma'am, can you show us sometime?
Okay, so you can see here at the right side corner, you see some sediments are there. These are actually not sediments. This video is actually telling us about the coal formation, how coals are formed. But sediments are also formed in the same process. For many years, it just gets stored at the bottom of the, here you can see sediments are also stored at the bottom of the rivers. Here you just look here at the right hand side corner, this part. Okay, so here you can see something is being stored, right? Suppose this is,
Yes,
these are
ma'am.
the sediments. These are all the stones and pebbles and sand particles, dirt and dust particles. You can see it, the size is quite bigger, right? That means they have just stored there. They have made the sediment. So this will be called the sediment, as those things have made a layer of it. Okay. Now you will see how due to compression, due to the pressure that is exerted by the water on it, it will become compressed and the size will become less. it will compress. So you can understand now how it becomes, it is compressed. A pressure that is exerted by the water on the sediment, it makes it. So this is, I'm again telling you, this is the formation of coal, but the process of sedimentary rock is also same. The more it will be compressed, the more it will become smaller by its size, the harder it will be, and it will turn into solid rock. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
So when you will read about the formation of coal, then also the concept is same. Okay. So all the parts of the body parts of dead plants and animals, they become stored at under the deep under the ground, and due to the pressure that is exerted on them, due to the high temperature and pressure, they become compressed, and the more compressed they will be, the more harder they will be, and they will turn into coal after many years. It takes time for making the sedimentary rocks as well as for making the coals. It takes many years. Okay, so sometimes thousands or millions of years. Okay, so next one is so now the different types of sedimentary rocks are sandstone, shale, limestone, and conglomerate. The sandstone is when the small particles of sand, they are compressed and they make the rock that turns into sandstone. Similarly, sandstone is used for making buildings. Similarly, shale is also there. Shale, it is made up of layers of clay. When layers of different types of clay, they are compressed and they make any particular type of stone, that is called shale. And the tiles that we use to make our floor, they are examples of shale. They are made up of shale. Limestone is also there. What is limestone? It is made up of a mineral known as calcite. When the mineral gets stored under the ground, calcite mineral, when they get stored, they get compressed and make a stone, that is called the limestone. And chalk is made up of one most common example of limestone is chalk. Cement and bricks or glasses, they are also examples of limestone. The last one that is given here is conglomerate. It is made up of rounded pebbles. You all have seen the pebbles. They are of and they are very
Yes, ma'am.
smooth, right?
Ma'am,
Pebbles are
I
very
have
smooth
seen conglomerate
Most
in
of-
roads.
in roads. Yes, the picture is given here in your book. You can see it. So
And sometimes also in someone's house flooring.
yes, for making the floors also these conglomerates are used for making the uh, mosaic in the on the floor. Some people like to make the mosaic. They are also made with these conglomerates, and many different types of things that are used for decoration. So pebbles of different colors, when they come together, they are compressed, they make the conglomerate. Many different uses of conglomerates are there, though it is not given in detail in your book. The picture is given there, you can clearly understand, and most of you, I'm sure, have
Polishing
seen the
water made.
conglomerate around you. So tomorrow what we will discuss? Tomorrow we will discuss about the metamorphic rock, and after that minerals are there, metallic and non-metallic minerals. This mineral part you have already learned in previous classes, also in SST also, right? Mineral portion, how coals are formed, how petroleum is formed. That is quite easy. You have already learned this part. And tomorrow we will start doing the exercise. Not tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. Tomorrow it's Bengali, right? So, okay, so that's it for today. Right now, no one should leave the class. I will take your attendance, and after that, I will end the class. Okay, just check, you can